Hey guys, Blue Potato here to talk about ADC positioning mechanics and thought processes. This is going to be a replay of a Diamond 1 game. Now I'll be honest and tell you I am not the best ADC, but I am confident enough in my game knowledge that I can handle myself. Now, before even going into this game, I noticed that Katarina and Sona are duos, which means there's a high possibility I will get ditched. I will play with that in mind. I cut the first few seconds off since I'm just walking to lane. Against the misfortune, I know I won't win early trades. You will see that MF is hitting every single double up, making me take tons of damage early. Now, watch the minimap here. Echo goes missing, and he reappears by our raptors. What would you do? Your team might ping attack or group, but it is so early in the game that you can't risk sacrificing an even game for a maybe kill. After about 10 seconds, Echo finally reappears next to Evelyn by her red. Although I'm not participating in the fight, I should be aware of the status and outcome. During this match, I look over at the fight and saw Echo with little HP and Cat with almost full HP. This outcome was expected, and I didn't have to leave lane. So many people have the misconception that ADCs need to be at every single fight possible, but most ADCs need items to be relevant. For the good of the game, you're better off just farming. Okay, now watch this gank, but pay attention to two things. One, I am not hitting the minions to set up a freeze after this gank. And two, Sona positioned herself behind me. As an ADC, I don't want to be in the front since I will just take unnecessary damage. I will consider this a failed gank because no summoners are used up and I am low on HP. I accidentally break the freeze, but thankfully the enemy misfortune doesn't let the wave build up and lets me farm peacefully. At this point, Dragon Lane is a farm simulator. Don't die, farm, and keep the wave centered. And until I explain a few more games with a few different roles and their mentality, I won't be doing anything flashy, so this is why I am so passive in these games. I won't be actively aggressive because these videos are meant to show you what good habits look like. Take the game slow. There's no need or rush to be flashy. If you're enjoying this series, or this video in particular, don't forget to like and subscribe. I do my best to respond to all comments. Quick question, who is your favorite ADC to play? So after what feels like an eternity, Sona back, so I will take the honey fruit for myself. Next up is a duo's lack of communication. Look at the minimap. Cat looks like she's coming bot side, but surprisingly enough, this duo isn't communicating very well. Sona still hasn't returned to lane, and Cat has begun engaging. Be warned, I told you I'm not the best ADC, so feel free to judge my Caitlyn mechanics, cause this was very painful to see replayed. That was a waste of a flash. So Cat got a double kill, awesome, but she ended up dying too. Honestly, this play would have been better if Sona had been in lane, and if Cat had ganked closer to the 5-minute mark, so we can secure a dragon as a team. This next bit will explain why as a jungler, wave management is important for them too. Jungler tip, don't take minions if you aren't going to crash the wave. What Evelyn does here is called taxing, where a jungler takes minions after a gank. However, she didn't push the minions into the turret, which means she set the enemy up perfectly for a freeze. If this misfortune is smart, she will keep the lane there to punish me for Evelyn's mistakes, but we're lucky. MF pushes hard and doesn't freeze. Phew, be aware of the items both you and the enemy purchase. MF has Ceroda's Grudge and I have Storm Razor. MF slows when she lands abilities and I slow when I stack energy by walking or attacking. Check out the map. There's a fight in the river, Evelyn kills Olaf and Sona leaves lane, so I start a slow push into the red side to have it crash center when I return. I place a trap to the fastest route MF has to prevent her from grouping with her team. I believe this is good coordination between Sona and Cat. This dragon is free to take, and let's take a look at the outcome of the slow push I did before I started dragon. Nice and centered. At this point of the game, MF and Kate are pretty close in damage. You'll notice that the trades are more in my favor now thanks to Dragon. Here's some more wave management tips. I begin to look for a back, but I notice a reset lane. So, I'll push this wave in, so when MF pushes back, it will slowly move to my side. Then, I'll be free to recall and have a wave crash to my side of the lane. Did you hear abracadabra? Cause just like magic, I didn't lose a single minion. On my minimap, you'll see Kate standing there for about 12 seconds. I assume she's getting ready for a gank, so I go on the offensive. But she stands still for too long, and then doesn't gank. So, she tries to go for a turret dive here, but 20 seconds have passed, and that's a very long time in Wild Rift. Then you can notice just how awkward this gank is now. So, you'll see this play out and again, feel free to judge my Caitlyn mechanics, cause I know they're kinda bad. Once you see a gank won't work, just go back to your lane. Don't force it. So I flashed to avoid Misfortune's ult and turned to kill Alistar. Cat was alive and well, we should have just turned back now. But she goes all in and dies again. Now it's Sona and I against Echo and Olaf. You are now about to see the biggest Caitlyn ult miss in the world. I was hoping to lock on a Misfortune, but it targeted Echo instead. Let's just blame the game for that one. So, Alistar just got back and Misfortune recalled. That means we have about 15 seconds to take this turret. As we take it, let's take a look at the scoreboard. I have a 700 gold lead, and that lead will just get bigger thanks to the turret. It's worth noting the enemy team has Rift Herald, which they can place anywhere at any moment. They might come bot since they see neither Sona nor I in the minimap. Oh boy, time to defend this turret from Olaf, Alistar, and the Rift Herald. In this situation, so many people chase Olaf and Alistar but ignore the Herald. But they're just so tanky it would be a pointless chase. 80 HP turret, but we saved it. However, we know an 80 HP turret can easily be taken down. I choose to leave Dragon Lane because I can get easily turret dived, and anyone can just dive that turret and destroy it. So I set my eyes on middle turret. You can notice that I am only focusing the turret. Misfortune takes bottom turret, it was expected, and Olaf is mispositioned. So another insight is that Evelynn has been with us for about 30 seconds doing nothing. We already have Cat who can do tons of damage really fast. And again, I am only focusing this turret because that is what matters to me the most. This part I will be harsh on the jungle since they are the most mispositioned in our team. Evelynn finally leaves middle lane to go gank Graves topside, which she should have done earlier to help Set push. That would help apply pressure to the enemy team to decide who they want to defend against, them two or us three. After killing Graves, she oversees her welcome and dies. If she had done this earlier, we could have possibly taken second tier turret in the middle lane and she could have survived. Misfortune is trailing behind 1100 gold and I only have 1 kill. Remember friends, KDA is not everything. Evelynn has about 15 seconds to return and Dragon is up. Now I know the enemy team is topside, so I'll decide to take Dragon with Sona. Here is the map with no fog of war. And turns out I was right. Misfortune actually managed to take both turret and herald. So in this specific portion of the game, they have won this battle. Misfortune plants the herald on Baron lane. That means she took down all 3 tier 1 turrets by herself. At this point, she has closed the gold gap that I had on her. You'll also notice that Sona and Cat are together, just like I assumed in the loading screen. I hope you enjoy the upcoming battle breakdown. So, I dodge his first ability with my second ability. He tries to slow me with his second ability, so I walk back towards his turret. I place my third ability directly in front of him in case he tries to get away with his third ability. You can see I auto-attack him and move forward each time. This is called kiting. I am near turret range, so I step away from his first ability and proc a Storm Rager slow, and then I ultimate him to finish him off. I hope this breakdown gives you some insight of the abilities used and the timing of them. Now let's take a look at the map again for this minute because we need to be aware of everything happening around us. You see Echo and Alistar in the Baron lane. They're fighting against Set. Misfortune is in Dragon lane and Graves is dead. That means that only Olaf has an unknown position in the game. However, Olaf appears with Alistar in middle lane. On pure assumption alone, it is safe to say that they're making their ways towards me. Cat didn't notice Alistar and got caught off guard. Now Evelynn is making her way towards me, so I stay as bait. However, you can never trust other people's skills but yours, so this was risky. So you see that she got knocked away from Misfortune and used her ultimate for nothing. Olaf tries to single me out, but Sona stays close, so he procs his ultimate, third and second ability combo, and this clip just shows just how strong enchanters really are. Evelynn actually dies to Alistar here, even though she could have just ran back to us. And we got him! But this is instant karma, and this is what I get for BMing. I didn't notice Alistar walked back towards us after he killed Evelynn, so he got me too. Magically, my death time was actually 0 seconds. This next fight, I will try to explain positioning of an ADC during an extended trade. So, Evelynn tries to start a fight in the jungle in which we have no vision in. Cat and Sona are following suit. I position myself in a place where I can use my net to get away from them, if I need it. Oh boy, 4 enemies, but look at the map. Set is keeping Graves busy topside. So, I get away from mid and use my QSS to escape, but Olaf uses his blue smite and his first ability to slow me down. This isn't looking very good, but thankfully Olaf chases Sona instead of me. This gives me a chance to reposition myself and do some free damage. At this point, nothing special, but just some auto attacks, so back to normal speed. After this fight, Set managed to take tier 2 tower. I do wish he would have kept pressuring them because then I could have split middle tower, but since he left, I will also leave. Even after the 3 turrets that Misfortune took, I still have an 1100 gold lead on her. My job here is to push out these waves, safely of course. You can see the minimap that Set, Sona, and Cat were mid. But Set leaves to go to Dragon Lane, Evelynn is in her jungle, and Sona and Cat are getting attacked. At this point, it is too late for me to help them, so I'll push this wave out and apply pressure. Then I'll recall freely and join them from the base. Getting caught like that at this point in the game could be a turning point and turn this into a loss. At this point we have 3 dead allies and a mountain dragon just spawned. Right now all I can do is keep the enemy from starting dragon by harassing them. Obviously I can't stop him entirely, so I will not commit to a fight. Sometimes however you just get lucky and manage to steal a dragon. The game at this point went from an easy win to a struggle to push back. I can't play risky even though I do later, and at this point I will just go back for an item. The biggest reason I'm playing safe is because I don't actually have a support. Sona and Cat are playing their own game, so even though they split up, Cat is overextended again and dies. So I see 3 enemies moving towards Baron Lane. I'm not going towards Baron Lane, I'll move to Dragon Lane. Again, this game is so close I don't want to take any chances. Echo was caught out of position, so we take him and his turret. You might have noticed that we have absolutely no vision in the jungle, so we have no idea what the enemy team could be doing. But the enemy team managed to take Baron, so they won this battle again. I thought my team would get to the enemy in time to keep them from recalling, and this is the risky play that I said I would do earlier. I got caught out of position and died. It happens. During my death, the enemy team got arrogant with Baron buff and overstayed their own welcome. Now, I could have gone mid and ignored Dragon Lane, but I would get there so late I would kind of be pointless. Instead, I push out this lane and watch the enemy team die one by one by one. This is what you would call a 1-3-1 push, where Baron Lane has 1 person, mid has 3, and Dragon has 1. I had to play this game without a support half the time, so I needed to play safe. So something to take away from this video is not always engage, take it slow and take your time. Duels will usually play around themselves, and you just need to learn to adapt. With that push, it was GG. I hope this video was helpful in terms of how you think of yourself when you play ADC or even with a duo. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for some more helpful tips on how to play Wild Rift. Have an awesome day, and I wish you easy climb, summoners. Blue Potato out.